Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. So today we will discuss about an article in our group. And so first, let me introduce myself, and then we'll continue to my friends. So my name is Shofi Azhari, and the next.
My name is Luthfi Apriansyah.
Hello, my name is Fajarwati.
Hello everyone, my name is Umi Mar Atus Sholihah.
Hello everyone, my name is Ega Daniswara.
Hello everyone, my name is Gilang Yudha.
Hello everyone, my name is Nirmala Maharani.
Okay, that's the participant of this group, and we are from Soil Department. So in this discussion, we will discuss about an article that the title is Soil and Intensification of Agriculture for Global Food Security. This article is written by Kopittke and et al. And this article is written in 2019. And then first, let me review about the introduction. Okay. Soil is a vital component of human life. In the soil, there are ecosystems that affect the ecosystem on the soil surface and vice versa. This includes provision of service, namely the provision of food, wood, fiber, raw material, and physical support to infrastructure. Lately, the soil and surface they provide are experiencing authentic stress. The pressure is caused by intensification of the soil to provide nutrients to produce some food, fiber, energy to meet human needs. Besides that, development continues to increase. The high pressure on soil is an impact of population growth. If the human lifestyle doesn't change, the soil will continue to experience the pressure. Accordingly, ELD 2015 told that to achieve global food security, food production must increase by 70% between 2005 to 2050. Related to that, the aim of the present reviews is to, first, examine the importance of the ecosystem service to provided by soils. Second, discuss how the ongoing intensification of agricultural practice is already degrading soils unsustainably and impacting upon our future ability to produce food. And the last one is to consider broad action that could potentially allow the sustainable usage of soils in intensive agriculture. Okay, now I will review for the second. Soil as provider of food and fiber. Demand for food and fiber is increasing rapidly and impacted the pressure placed on soils. This is not only because the size of human population increasing, but also because per capita calorific consumption is increasing due to growing wealth and changing diets. In order to FAO 2017, it can be predicted that in the future, the production will increase more than agricultural area. For the example, although wheat yield is projected to increase by 11% in 2026, the area used to produce wheat is projected to increase only 1.8%. Human-intensive agricultural land to meet growing food needs. The intensification of production includes the use in changed genotypes, fertilizers, pesticides, water, and other agronomic practice. Intensification and degradation often go hand in hand. This reduces the ability of the soil to provide many ecosystem services and impact the long-term provision of the food and fiber necessary to achieve global food security. That's for me, and the next point will explain by Luthfi.
Okay. Over the past decade, biofuel production has required an additional 120 of cereal production. This production of biofuel requires substantial areas of agricultural land, with recent estimate being 32 million hectares. However, the use of soil for biofuel need to be examined carefully, given the adverse impact of agricultural production on soil quality and soil degradation, including the associated release of greenhouse gas from soil resulting from agricultural production. Urbanization result larger in the productive due to the ceiling. As a result, the ongoing urbanization of land is expected to cause a total loss of 65 million ton of crop production. Okay, next.
Okay, I will continue the discussion number 3. Number 3 about the intensification of agriculture production is already degrading soil unsustainable. In the section, we consider how to intensification of agriculture production is already impact soil capacity and its ability to provide ecosystem service for human. And from FAO, estimate that overall 33% of soil are present to high degraded due to erosion, salinization, acidification, contamination, and that 52% of agricultural land is already severely affected by soil degradation. And think that result intensification of agriculture production degrading soil is 0.1, loss of soil organic matter, and the concomitant release of greenhouse gas. And we know that soil organic matter is critical in soil chemical, physical, and biological fertility. With organic matter have numerous functional in the soil cation exchange capacity. And however, agriculture production result in the mineralization loss of the soil organic matter. And this loss of organic matter occurs due to many reasons, including increased microbial activity due to high soil temperature and due to the removal of organic material from the soil. As expected, the reduction in soil organic matter from cropping result in reduction fertility of the soil. Not only organic matter critical for fertility of the soil, but the mineralization of the organic matter with long-term cropping result in the release of carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas. Thus, is such system soil fertility described over time due to the loss of organic matter and soil become increasing rate. And then point 2 about over application of fertilizer. The existing intensification of agriculture production has been enabled in substantial part by the application of synthetic fertilizer to soil. It has been estimate of the increase in crop has been through application of nitrogen fertilizer. And the first over application of nitrogen fertilizer is excess of plant meat and the subsequent leaching of this nitrogen in soil. And 2, the application of nitrogen fertilizer to soil is a substance contribute to emission of nitrous oxide and greenhouse gas global warming potential. use over application of nitrogen fertilizer to soil result in the degradation of the soil and the bottom environment. And the next point will be continued by Umi.
Okay, thanks to Mia. The other thing that causes degrading soil unsustainability is erosion. Talk about the erosion. Soil loss due to erosion in the worldwide is estimated at 20 to 30 GT per year. Soil losses occur 10 to 1,000 times higher than the rate of soil formation. In agriculture, soil erosion results in cost losses due to the erosion of nutrient-rich soil that must be replaced through fertilization. Let me check the note. According to FAO and ITPS 2015, cost losses equivalent to a loss of 33 to 60 billion US dollar for element N and 77 to 140 billion US dollar for element P. Erosion also reduces the volume of rooting media for plants by reducing water retention, which is water stored in the soil is responsible for 90% of the world agricultural production. Apart from that, soil erosion also has detrimental effect on the environment, such as deposition of sediment into the coral reef system. Therefore, preventing and reducing erosion is important in maintaining soil fertility and productivity, so that the needs of fertilizer application will be reduced, which consequently will increase economic and environmental result. Erosion can be reduced through the termination and restoration of marginal land, use of conservation tillage, increase in use of vegetation crop, and use of a variety of other well-established erosion control practice. And the other point is contaminated soil. Soil can be contaminated through various cases, such as application of irrigation water, use of fertilizer, use of pesticide, and release of contaminants from mining activities or industrial processes directly to soil. This activity can lead to soil contamination with a variety of inorganic contamination such as PBCD or AS, and organic contamination such as DDT, which can cause transfer or toxicity to plants and animals, including humans. These contaminants are a threat to global food security, especially contamination of the food chain. For the example, this paper explained that the widespread use of pesticide in agricultural area could lead to reduced agricultural yield that might not be sufficient for a growing human population. Most people still do not know what the long-term impact of the pesticide use are in the relation of biodiversity, soil fertility, food security, and productivity. Therefore, it needs better regulation, especially for production in developing countries, both for the handling of contaminated waste, for the proper disposal of waste. Identification and repair of existing contaminated sites. It's also important for hazard to environmental health and human health. Anyway, do you know, guys, how to deal with contaminated soil? Anyone know?
I think it's with bioremediation and phytoremediation. Is it right?
Yeah, Sophie, that's right. That's the that is some way to deal with contaminated soil. So, Luthfi, I think Luthfi want to say something or no?
No.
Oh, okay. I will explain what Sophie said for the example contaminated due to the use of pesticide mentioned in the journal entitled Phytoremediation and Bioremediation of Pesticide-Contaminated Soil by Tarla et al. 2020. There is a technique called bioremediation, which is cheaper than many other alternative remediation process, include bioaugmentation. It is a soil remediation based on biological processes by adding certain bacteria to pesticide-contaminated land with the aim of cleaning up contaminants in the area. There is also phytoremediation, is a strategy to use green plants or transgenic plant to detoxify contaminants in pesticide-contaminated soil. Okay, that's all. The next will be explained, Ega.
Okay, thank you, Umi. I will next to point 3. The cause of land degradation are acidification and salty soils. The first cause is acidification. Acidification of the soils can occur because including excessive application of nitrogen fertilizer, removal plant products, acid rains, and potential exposure to sulfuric acid soils. In all cases, the construction of highly acidic soils requires reduced crop growth and crop yields. Second, the cause of land degradation is salty soil. Ongoing degradation of soil by salt occurs for many reasons, including irrigation with poor water quality, causing excessive irrigation, groundwater level, and salt transport to rotting zones, and clearing the roots, native vegetation, increase in groundwater recharge and groundwater elevation level. Okay, thank you. Next to Gilang for your explain about point 3.
Okay, thank you, Ega. I will explain about soil genetic diversity and role of soil in the sustainable intensification of agriculture. At first, I will explain about soil genetic diversity. The living cell organisms are critical for numerous processes in cells, including nutrient cycling and cycling of own, degradation of organic pollutant, and improving plant nutrient uptake through symbiotic relationship. However, there is increasing evidence that intensive agricultural production greatly reduces the complexity of soil food webs and reduces the body mass of soil fauna. It remains largely unclear what the long-term implication of such a lost biodiversity is, although it is certainly that resilience of such system is impaired. Furthermore, there is increasing evidence that high soil biodiversity increase nutrient use efficiency and crop yields. Improved soil management practice, however, can maintain land and partially restore soil diversity. And then I will explain about the role of soils in the sustainable intensification of agriculture. Soil is a finite resources, but demand for the provisioning service of soil food, there's include food, fiber, energy, and cycle support is increasing rapidly with the growing human population. However, the current intensification of existing agriculture practice is already resulting in the unsustainable degradation of soils, decreasing their long-term ability to provide humans with services, causing environmental harm, and increasing the ability to respond to other environmental stress. A range of practices have been identified to improve agricultural system and agronomic practices. Some of the most important actions include one, more carefully manage and supply to the end demand of the plant, either through slow release fertilizer, repeat application of fertilizer through the growing period, remove and restore marginal cells from productive agriculture. Two, practice conservation agriculture, for example, reduce tillage in order to reduce the rate at which soil OM is lost from soils, increase water infiltration and storage, and reduce erosion. Three, return organic compounds and reduce unnecessary removal of plant products. And then for avoid practice with contaminant soils and remediate existing contaminant sites. And last, improving the quality of irrigation water and scheduling to reduce the impact of salt affected soils. Thank you. Maybe next, Nirmala.
Okay, guys. I will read the next point from the journal that we discussed. The next point is development of forward-thinking policies, initiative, and education, and also conclusion. According to Kopittke et al., 2019 required a variety of policies and initiatives with future orientation and long term. As we know, some policy change globally related to the management and also the development of system of land. The land is sustainable to increase the revenue of a country to the range of 75.6 billion US dollar. Such a policy shall not only knowledge the surface of provision, but also can expertly acknowledge and the culture of service provided by the system of land sustainable. The policy will include some of the policies as the following. 1. Promote the practice of agronomy has been discussed earlier. Number 2. Restrict original ecosystem to agricultural land. Number 3. Managing the use of land that is competitive and wise. Number 4, economic incentive that promote an approach that recognize of value ecosystem service of the soil. Number 5, encourage greater collaboration between basic scientists and applied by educator and the owner of the land associated with the management of land and precision. And number 6, educate the public about the economic value and sustainability of the land. It is also relevant to the study of UNU 2018 in the literature. The title is the Sustainability of Agriculture Development in China, Agriculture Environment Nexus. They told that the agricultural activities are more intensive, cause pollution to the environment seriously, and overexploitation of resources give birth to ecological problems and are so serious. Soil degradation and pollution of land, the main concern, which greatly affect the productivity and food security. Soil degradation can be caused by erosion, loss of organic matter, and etc. Land pollution not only causes loss of agricultural production and deterioration of water quality, but also raises concern about the health risks associated with consuming food crop grown in contaminated soil. Soil is natural object still hold the status as a source of power that is neglected. All agricultural activities are still very dependent on the land for the benefit of food production along with the increase of the human population. And next, I will read the conclusion of our discussion today. Conclusion: failure to recognize the importance of land in the system of intensive agriculture will undoubtedly because of serious consequences for mankind. This will also represent that the failure of the current community to consider intergenerational justice. Of key importance is the need to be aware of that the land because limited resource. The degradation of the land leads to economic losses clear of the surface. This principle needs to be done explicitly considered in the framework of the economic and decision making. I think the discussion of our group is enough. Thank you for all the participation and attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
My name is Luthfi Apriansyah. My name is Fajarwati. Hello everyone, my name is Umi Mar Atus Sholihah. Hello, my name is Yudha.
Loh, ngopo kok mandek?
Kita mana Gilang?
Merenung. Renungan
Gilang
Ramadan.
Aku seperti
Nggak nyala.
Hah?
Gak ada suaranya, Lang.
Bilang.
Oh alah,